look at the squad, there's so many players that can easily come in. And it just, as I said, they get better that understanding. We said before the game, when Lamin's on the board, Pedro Porro needs to fill in the gaps. But today, it was easy. It's almost an advantage because it's at a certain point in the game, you thought they can go through the motions because Austria, they weren't threatening them. And, on the way to the final, if they make it all the way, then maybe today was one of those games where they could, spare some energy because they weren't tested. But due to the fact that both fullbacks and the wingers played extremely well.
And we know how effective Spain have been under Luis de la Fuente, not lost a tournament game under him. But you've touched on it a few times, the idea that Austria didn't put up much opposition past the first 10-15 minutes of the game. Is this something that they've been guilty of under Rangnick at crucial points in tournaments?
Yeah, he's created this buzz around the team. He's been there for 4 years now, and he's made a lot of changes, and it worked really well. But in big games, and I always argue because he has such a big impact.
I thought I'd recorded it. I'm sure I had.
It really matters. He hasn't won many trophies. In the Euros 2 years ago, they went into the tournament thinking, Austria, you have to really think of that. And then they lose to Turkey very early on in the tournament. And here again, we all know it was a tough group. Argentina was there, and Algeria, good teams, and you play against Spain. And yet today, they were so far off.
Mum, that fucking deleting stuff when she wants to think, I'll not delete it for once. I haven't deleted her things. Luckily, I only needed things. I haven't deleted it.
You actually made runs that people don't see. Of the day, and you actually finish well because the finish, for instance, in the second goal, he's a left-footed guy. He could have just shoulder, put it on his left foot. No, he just finishes it on his right with a lot of elegance, and there it is. As you said, another goal, 12 in 10 counted, and 4 in the World Cup. Our more decisive player, no doubt.
Vicky, there were minimal celebrations from the Spanish players there, weren't there?
Yeah, I think it was a case of job done. I mean, when you were talking, Mark, about the Austrian players still being out there applauding their fans who were still up there in the fourth tier away to Morocco, looking down, and a lot of the Spain players were off the pitch. I mean, yes, they've got, media duties to do, but they know this journey is continuing. But I think this is the big thing now for Spain. How good was this performance today when you put it in context of what France are doing, of what Argentina have done, and also when you put it in context of the fact that we've seen European giants go out, Germany, the Netherlands, of course we've seen England and Belgium scrape through. It's going to be interesting now to see what Spain do in terms of building on this, and also whoever they get in the last 16, whether it's Portugal, whether it's Croatia, that is going to be such a taste of
Joe Tuesday the 14th of July on BBC One, in the way that only Joe can really in many ways, Dion, just on Spain and the lack of celebrations. We saw it in the emotions of yesterday. Spain like the form with Austria, and they've just moved off onto the next one. It's business for them.
I didn't know what to think. We were going to find out the truth.
The mother of all puns. Press play for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
And I think they've come into this game with a game plan. They knew how to beat Austria, and that's probably with the quality players they have. But the way they were set up, and the way that they
now on BBC One, it's time for us to take a hydration break. So what do you want?
Like I said, in comms,
you'll find those
if you work as hard as they do out of possession, it makes it easy for you in possession. They set themselves up with a lovely first touch, and they play the ball through.
Do you know one thing? I think we said in the press conference yesterday that forget tactics. There's a little bit of work being done in training. It's all about rest. And it is all about rest because unless you're rested, you can't do this kind of football that Spain does. Because it's not just about as soon as you lose the ball trying to recover it. It's just that when you recover it, there's rules all over. Everybody getting away from that. Henry has been very marked for the first 35, 40 minutes. I think like at the end, it was like, what is it? And unless you're fresh, even though temperature is 22, 23 degrees, it just feels a little bit hotter than that. And I wonder what it's like further down 100 meters.